So in our learning path actually, so we have to learn the Azure data engineering, right? The Azure data engineer. So we are learning the course, we are taking the training for the Azure data engineer only, right? So the Azure data engineer, we should know that one, that SQL concept. So SQL concept actually we have learned it using that our SQL server. SQL server, that on-premises environment. On-premises environment, so just installing your system and you are working on that software. So, or installing your software which is available in that within our organization. So that type of environment generally it's called on-premises environment. So we have learned it using that our SQL server by installing in our system. Then we have to go with that the Azure Data Factory. We have to go, and then we have to learn that Azure Data Bricks. So this is our flow actually. The Azure Data Bricks actually. So when you are starting the Azure Data Bricks, we will learn that Python, some core Python, some basic program in the Python. So why we have to learn the Python now? Actually, in the Databricks, we will work using that language. It's called PySpark. PySpark. So to work on that PySpark is nothing but actually it's a Python plus Spark. So Python plus Spark. So to understand this PySpark, we will learn the Python earlier. Then we will go with the PySpark feature. So this is the way actually we are going to do that our learning actually. So now we have completed that our SQL server. SQL server actually we have completed. So then what I'm thinking now, I'm planning to go with the Azure Data Factory. After that, we can go with the Azure Data Bricks. So for this one only, actually, I asked you to prepare that some basic things about the C programming language, right? Just I asked you to refer that what is the C program and what is the variable and what is the data types and how to add the two numbers, how to concatenate two values. So those things actually I asked you, right? So just refer it whenever you have time. It will be very helpful when you're learning the Python. When you're learning the Python and the PySpark, it will be very helpful. So if it is possible, now try to refer some more examples using the C program. C is the basic language for all. C is the basic language for all programming languages. So you can learn it something, so the basic level. So actually now we are going to, hereafter we are going to work out in that our Azure actually. So let's see what is Azure, what is cloud. So why we have to go with the cloud. So why you are going with the this type of data factory concepts. All those things actually we will see one by one. So let's see. See here. So before we are going with the Azure Data Factory concept, Azure Data Factory is the specific concept, the specific resource which is available in the Azure environment. So before going with the particular resource, that Azure Data Factory, so first we will learn it. Why we have to go with the cloud computing? And what is the cloud computing? And then we will learn that what is Azure. Then we go with the Azure Data Factory. So this is the way actually we are going to do it. So why cloud computing? What is cloud computing? And what is Azure? So this is the way we are going to learn it first. Fine. Let's see why cloud computing. Why cloud computing? See here. See take this scenario. So this is one of the business person one of the business investor. So he is thinking to develop that one of the social media website. He is thinking to develop that one of the social media website like Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or YouTube, like this one of the business applications. So social media business application, planning to develop it. See, imagine if you want to work with any of the software as an individual person. I'm telling you, as an individual person, if you want to work with any of the softwares, you need the setup, right? You need the setup. The setup actually, so at least you should have that one laptop. The laptop should have that minimum memory. So the laptop should have that record software. The software should be installed. So all of these things, at least you need as a basic environment setup. But this person actually is planning to develop that one of the social media application. So what are the things he want to prefer? He don't know anything. He is thinking, so what are the things have to be prepared? If you want to prepare that, if you want to develop that one of the business application, so he needs these setups. He needs these setups actually. See, he is going to develop that one business application like a Facebook or LinkedIn or the YouTube or Twitter. So if you want to use this type of business application, now that social media business applications, if they are going to use it, they need the server environment. They need the server environment. So they want to prepare that one server setup. The server setup actually, it should be very high configuration server setup. A lot of record softwares, everything should be there. And he needs the storages. Because the one application, if you are going to develop now, so and it is that application also the social media type of application now, so a lot of data it will be there. A lot of data will be there. See here one day, so one example. So there's a Facebook actually. So if you are opening the Facebook and you are opening that one video now, the same video in the same time, some other people also will view it, right? Who are all opening that video? All are that informations, all are the datas. The video actually it is also the data. The data actually the visual data. So you are storing somewhere. You have to store it somewhere, and you have to store that your data also. So that means the user data also who are all viewing currently. So a lot of data will come. So we have to store the data. So for that we need the storage. We need the storage. And the security, very, very important that one. So actually, if you are going to develop that one of the new media, social media applications now, so security is very important. There will be a lot of hackers. So we have to restrict, we have to secure our application from the hackings, from the hackers. Then we have to do that security. High level security we have to implement. Even in our single laptop, actually, for security purpose, we are installing that our antivirus, right? So the security purpose, actually, we are putting that credentials, the login credentials. We are creating that user credentials. So the permitted people also have to be logging into the system. So like this, we have to do that lot of security in the server level. And one more thing is that a resource. If you are going to develop that one new application, so you need that application development team. If you are going to create the databases now, you need the database development team. Like this, you need that. Like this, you need that infrastructure team, you need it. So all of these things actually, you have to prepare it. It is not easiest one to start that one startup company. If you are going to start it now, so all of these things actually you have to prepare first. Then only you can start your business. But I was thinking how we can prepare all of these things, and he doesn't have that experience in that IT environment. He's thinking. Because a lot of challenges are there. In the beginning itself, so he want to spend that lot of amount as a startup, as a initial setup amount. He has to set up high setup cost to launch that application. Otherwise, he cannot start it even actually. So the lot of huge amount, so he want to spend it in the beginning itself actually. Because for preparing this type of setup environment, actually he has to spend a lot of money. After this preparing this environment, only he can start the development actually. Launching is next. For developing the, for starting the development, he needs that environment actually. If you are going to learn that one new software, for example, in our Azure data engineering, you are learning, right? If you are going to learn these technologies now, so you have to do the practices, you have to do the workout where you can do it. You need one laptop, right? Otherwise, you cannot do that your learning, because our learning is based on that our laptop and softwares in only. So using that software, we need the laptop. So with that is the environment preparation. Before attending the session, actually we are arranging on laptop, right? Then only we can start that our learning. Like this, he is going to do that one start the startup organization. He is going to start that one new application development. Then he need that environment first. For that environment, actually, he want to spend that lot of upfront cost. Actually, he want to spend more cost in the beginning itself. So it is one of the challenges. Even after applying that first initial investment, just imagine, he spent more money, he prepared that environment, he arranged that team, development team, everything is done, and he developed that application and he launched. So now it's available. Just imagine now that application is available. A lot of users started to use it. A lot of users start to use. Then the user count is getting increasing day by day. If the user count is getting day by day increasing, the data storages will getting increases. That is the meaning. The data storage is getting increasing. As well as that infrastructure team members also, you have to be increased, because that business is growing. To manage that application, a lot of issues will come, a lot of challenges will come, a lot of requirements will come. Because based on the user experience, you will add the features. You will handle some issues. For that, you need that extra resources. So then you have to add the extra resources. The security wise, you have to add and more security, because users are getting increasing. For that also, you have to spend extra money. You have to spend the extra money. So these are our challenges we are having if you are going to start that one of the startup organization, because all these setups we have to prepare. Otherwise, no one will come to work. We have to provide the environment. See, if you're working on an organization, the organization should give the laptop to us, right? If you're working on organization, the organization should have that one office environment. So all the software's environment, all the setup should be there. Then only that employee can work on that one. So in this scenario, actually, we want to, that means the person who is going to initiate this social media application, he want to spend more amount. So a lot of challenges are there. So he is thinking, and he is meeting that one person who is specialist in that IT with a huge experience implementing new products and understand product implementation life cycle and its challenges. Just this example. So just imagine that person is meeting with this lady Stella, and he is explaining his requirement, what he is going to do, what is his plan. He is explaining. So he is explaining like this one. So I am going to plan, implement, develop that one of the social media application. But for the social media application, even for the development, I have to do that lot of pre-preparation activity. So I want to prepare that one location with them, all the software, server details, storage informations, and security, everything I want to do it. So what I can do it? He's asking his doubts with her. What she's suggesting now, instead of going with the on-premises environment, the on-premises environment, not just a physical environment, your own building or rental building. In that building, you are going to configure that all the softwares. You are going to configure the server setup. In that server setup, you are going to install all the required softwares. In that environment, you are going to set up all the security information. Everything you are going to do it now in the on-premises environment. Instead of going with that on-premises environment, you can go with the cloud feature. But he doesn't have that idea about the cloud. What is the cloud and what are the features are available? He doesn't have the cloud features. So she is explaining by comparing that on-premises data center and cloud. The on-premises and the cloud. What is the on-premises? The on-premises setup, if you are going to go now, the higher upfront cost of setup, you have to spend it in the beginning itself, you have to spend that money. Because you have to arrange that location, you have to purchase everything. All the software setup, server details, everything you have to set up. So upfront cost of the higher amount of upfront cost of so set up that environment actually. But in the cloud, nothing you do, nothing to do from your side. Already setup is there somewhere. Already setup is there. You can pay as you go model actually. No upfront cost. Already setup is there. Like the environment, like the servers, or like the softwares, everything is there in one place. Just imagine in one place. What you are going to do now, you are going to buy it. You are going to pay it for that usage. So the cloud set environment is already already it is having that all the record softwares or record environment, everything is there. You don't want to do it anything. You are going to pay it and you are going to use it. So less amount of investment is enough. And then Suppose if you are working in that, if you are using that on-premises data center now, whatever softwares you are using, for the softwares, there will not be an automatic updates. There will not be no automatic updates, no automatic updates. You have to plan it for the update the software. It is your responsibility. See, you people, some people may know that one actually. So in that working environment, sometimes they will mention like this, the maintenance day. Or actually, so they may see that actually all the computer systems are going to be updates the new version or update that new feature. You have to plan it for that update. Actually, it will not be automatically updated, but in that cloud environment, it will be automatically updated. All the softwares will be updated automatically. It is their responsibilities. They will do that updates. We don't want to worry about that new updates because all are handled by the service providers who providing that cloud service. So regarding the software updates, we don't want to worry. If any new features are updated now, it will automatically will be updates in our environment, working environment. And lack of flexibility to upgrade the versions from one version to another version. If you want to upgrade it now, there are a lot of challenges. So you have to stop all the workings and you have to plan it in that one of the weekend holiday. And you want to ask your employee to come to that office for that upgrade processing. So a lot of times it will take, because all in your environment, all in your physical environment. So you have to do it, all these things. Suppose if you are going to upgrade your software from that one version to another version. But in the cloud environment, nothing but simply by applying that few clicks, it will be upgraded. There will be, for example, there will be an option. So do you want to upgrade from old version to new version? If you check, if you click that yes button now, it will be upgraded automatically because it will be handled by that service provider. The future will be there, easily will be upgraded. So high flexibility of to upgrade within few clicks. It's simple like this, only how you are updating your mobile apps. Sometimes it will ask you to upgrade, right? So updates are available. So if you click OK now, then it will be upgraded. So like that one, the new features, if anything come, or new versions are coming, if you accept that now, so then it will be upgraded. So it will be easiest task. And also in the on-premises environment, you have to appoint the dedicated staff for the data center maintenance. Because the data center is in your control. Or you have to appoint the dedicated staff member for data center maintenance. But in the cloud, so no staff required to maintain the data center. Since cloud service provider will maintain data center, it will be handled by that service provider. They will handle it. They will handle it. And the data cannot be accessed from remote. See here. This is very, very important. It cannot be accessed from remote environment. The remote environment means the on-premises data will be accessible only within that network or within that location. If I'm coming out from the office, for example, if I'm coming out from the office, I'm working in the desktop. Just imagine I'm working in the desktop image. All the softwares are available in that within my organization network only. So it will be accessible. So during my working hours within that office premises. Once I come out from the office environment, I cannot access it because it will not be available in the outside of the office. But if it is available in the cloud environment, the data can be accessed remotely over internet using web portal. If it is available in the cloud now, for example, simple language. So you are having that your Gmail ID. The Gmail ID, you can access it anywhere, right? Yes, it's a web application. It's available in anywhere. The same time, if you are using that any of that one of the internal web mail communication that like within the company, within the working environment, if you are using now, so that one will not be accessible outside. But if it is available in the cloud environment now, so it will be accessible anywhere. Suppose you need only the internet connection and laptop. There is no any conditions to keep all the softwares in my laptop, because the softwares I don't want to use it in my laptop. It is available everything in that my cloud environment. The cloud environment, I can access it using that internet connection. That's all. The web portal is enough. One browser is enough. So these type of features are available when you are going with the cloud computing concepts. So whatever the systems you want to develop, you can do it. So five employees, if you are going to work out now for the 5 employees, you can develop that. You can create that virtual machines in the cloud environment. Virtual machines. You don't want to go with the physical desktop. Or 50 employees going to work out now. Yes, for the 50 employees, we can create the 50 virtual desktop machines. Everything is available in that cloud environment. Why you have to go with the physical systems? You don't want to purchase any of the physical desktop system to work. So that's all. So these are the features are available when you're going with the cloud computing. So now he understood what are the advantages are available when you're going with the cloud comparing with the on-premises. So he is okay to go with the cloud feature. So these are the features actually. So we are having when you're going with the cloud. So this is the concept of why we have to go with the cloud, because a lot of features are available. Comparing with the on-premises, the cloud is having a lot of features. That is the reason only nowadays the companies are moving all the data into the cloud environment. So all the companies, they have started to use the cloud. Some people they are using for full work environment, they are using the cloud. Some people they are using so partial, but either partial or full. But everyone, every company, every IT company, all who are all maintaining the data, who are all having that user interactions business. So all the people they started to use the cloud approach, because this lot of features are available. Actually, we are seeing that basic level of features actually. So a lot of features are available. So that is the reason actually companies have started to use the cloud computing. Now you can also understand why the cloud computing in the current markets. So for anything, any doubts? Is it clear? Why cloud?
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So far actually we have seen about why cloud. Now let's see what is cloud. What is cloud? So what is cloud computing? The cloud computing actually so we can categorize in the two way. First, we can see that one types of cloud computing. First one is the types of cloud computing. The types of cloud computing, actually, we are having that public cloud. Public cloud. This is one of the cloud computing type. Public cloud. What is the meaning of public cloud? So public cloud is nothing but actually, so it's then the public is the answer. So it will be available or accessible for anyone. Anyone whoever want to use that cloud features, so they can get it that public cloud. Simple example that Azure is the public cloud. The Microsoft Azure is the public cloud because all the companies they are using that cloud, Azure cloud. Amazon Web Services, AWS, it's a public cloud. Whoever want to use that Amazon, yes, they can purchase it. Google Cloud, it's a public cloud. So the public cloud actually, whoever want to use the cloud environment, they can pay and purchase it. Private cloud, another one is the private cloud. So private cloud. Now, so someone want to use the cloud feature. At the same time, that cloud should be available only for their company employees or for the company premises, the environment. They want to maintain the server details, everything. But the cloud feature should be there, but that cloud should be available only for their business, only for their employee. So it is called the private cloud. The private cloud also they can access from anywhere, but who can access? Their employee only can access. Their employee only can use that environment. For example, Azure environment, any company they can get that Azure access. But the private company, for example, the XYZ is one company, they want to use that their own cloud, their own cloud. Yeah, they can develop, they can get it. Actually, there are some companies they are selling that private cloud, so they can get that private cloud. But that cloud environment will be accessible only for their employee only. Like your laptop, like your company environment access, physical on-premises environment to the cloud. But cloud, it will be available only for your company or your employee. Then another one is that hybrid cloud type. The hybrid is nothing but it's a combination of public and private. So some companies they will plan to use that one. For example, user applications should be there in the public cloud, and then databases should be there in that private cloud. The backend informations, because it should be very secured in data. So they may keep it in their premises, in their cloud, own cloud. The public cloud, they can use it, that user interface, the front-end application. So both are using now, so it's called the hybrid cloud. So these are the types of cloud computing are available. So public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. The next one is that cloud services. So let's see these services in the next session. The session going to time out. I will stop it and start it again. Join immediately.